Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be unboxing this Ring Trio pack of 3. So let's get straight to it.
So if words came out but wrong. So Will's going to unbox this and I'm going to go through the parts that are in the box for this Ring Trio 12. These are 120mm fans. There is 3 in the box and each fan has 30 single LEDs, RGB LEDs.
That's really good for lighting.
So we're going to lay it all out on the table and then we're going to go through what each bit is. And we're going to show you how to connect that as well. And at the end, we're going to actually show you the fans working. So while Will is getting the controller and the other bits out of the box, I'm going to show you the fan design. Compared to the Ring Plus fans, which I also did an unboxing of, and I'll put that up there so you can go and check out that review. These fans obviously look clear, and that is to kind of mask the LEDs so that they don't individually stand out as much as they used to on the previous model. But on this one, you can see obviously it looks different. You've got 3 zones on this fan that you can customize individually, and we'll show you that later. So you've got this ring around the outside here. You can customize that as you could with the Ring fans or the Ring Plus fans. You've also got a ring on the back as well, which you can again customize. All these are customizable. So you've got the ring on the back, the ring on that side, ring on both sides, and you also have some LEDs in the middle, RGB LEDs, so you can change the colour of those as well, all completely separate from each other. So you can have some really cool effects going on, or if you like Rainbow Puke, you can just leave it as default and let it do its thing. So the fans themselves have changed a little bit. These are high static pressure fans, meaning they're designed to be put on radiators, but of course you don't have to put them on radiators, they just won't work as efficiently as an airflow fan as they do as a high static pressure fan. Because there's nothing, these are designed for pushing air through another object or pulling from an object. Airflow fans are designed slightly differently and normally have a bigger gap between the fins, and they're angled slightly differently also. So on this one I can see straight away, other than the look, they still have the rubber grommets on here to prevent vibrations. But on the bottom of the fins, I don't know if I can show you, I might do a close-up while I'm discussing this. So on the bottom, in between the fins, there was, on the previous Ring fans, there was like a kind of scoop, which hopefully you can see now from the B-roll shots. And that has now been removed on these fans. There is no scoop on it. So whether that was a feature that didn't really make any sense on this model, or maybe it restricted airflow, I don't know the reason for that, but they've removed it on these fans so that these are just normal high static pressure fans. I can't tell you the performance of these. I've got no way of measuring that currently. We are looking at ways to measure the performance of fans so that we can give you a better review of them. Of any particular fans that we get in the future. So this is the controller for the Ring Trio 12 fans. It basically looks the same as the other controllers. Again, you can refer back to my previous review of the Ring Plus 12 fans. In that it can take, let me just take that off for a minute, 2 on one side and 3 on the other, for a total of 5 fans. And you get the dim switches on the back for linking the controllers together. Again, you can link many controllers together, more than you would ever need to fit in a case. It's just insane the amount you can actually link together. I've never tested that. It would be interesting just to test them all, just to see if it actually worked. I'm sure it does. So on the side, you've got the standard link connector and the power connector, which is still, let's just open that because I believe they're still using Molex to power this, which is still a little bit disappointing actually. Should be using SATA pass-through, as I probably mentioned in my previous video, but we're going to skimp over that this time. I'll let them off. So the power connector goes from a Molex connector on your power supply to the controller itself. That's this cable here, and then you've got the link cable also, which I will show you in close-up B-roll shots as well. That will link to another controller. So to control the fans initially, you need a USB 2 header on your motherboard, which will be a standard internal USB 2 header connection there, and you do need plenty of USB headers on your motherboard. You can get PCI cards, PCIX cards, that will expand on those. I know a lot of mini ITX boards and those size boards only have one, so you will need to buy, and you can buy from Thermaltake, an extender which will allow you to plug more in, especially if you've got more than one controller. I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that you can't connect this controller to an existing Ring Plus controller. You have to have it on its own socket. But as I mentioned with previous videos, these things are stupendously long, and the USB 2 header connector that comes with them and with the previous Ring fans as well come with two connectors on it, so that you should be able to connect them independently instead of linking them together. So you've got that option. You don't have to link it to your existing controller if you do have one. You can just plug it in separately and then use the software as before to control the fans. You also get, as you would expect, screws for screwing the fans into a radiator, which is always good to see. Long screws for screwing fans into a radiator, not short ones. Obviously they've got to go through the whole fan and then into the radiator, so they give you those, and that's always good to see. So you get Velcro strips in another little bag in the case as well, and you get some more screws and some standard fan screws to screw maybe one of them onto the back of your case if you want to use it as an exhaust fan. So obviously you can connect these to your computer. These are software controllable fans, or you can control them with the app itself as well. And I'm hoping to do a separate video on the app. So I'm not going to show you the app in depth on this one. I might do that in a separate video so I can go into it in a bit more detail and show you how things work. The app is better than what it used to be in my previous video. I mentioned that it's not worth reviewing, but I think the app's improved quite a bit now, and the voice feature now does work on Android. So the noise level you can expect from these fans is up to about 25 dBA, which is quite loud, but they only spin at about 1,500 RPM, so it's quite low. So now we're going to take a look at what these fans are actually going to look like for you. So I'm going to get Will to uncable tie the cables on the fans themselves. So Will, if you could start uncable tying the cables for me, that would be great. So while Will is undoing the cables on that, we're going to plug the power in to the Molex connectors. So unravel the Molex connector, the one with the big connector like that, and then we're going to plug in that to our power supply. So that is now plugged into our power supply. And we're going to plug the other end, the one that looks like an old style floppy drive connector. So we're going to plug that end into our controller itself, and that one goes in here. Give that a big push. It does click in. It's a positive lock. You can't just, it doesn't just fall out. Obviously you don't want it to fall out. And that is the power. So this is now live. The power supply is live. So we're going to now start plugging in the fans. So while we're finishing off untangling the cables, you're obviously going to need to plug the header cable into your motherboard. Well, we're not going to plug it into a motherboard in this video, but we're just going to show you where the other end, the end that looks like a mobile phone, micro USB connector on the end of the USB 2 header cable. So that one plugs into the other side, and you just simply plug that one into there. So you've got one cable coming from one side, the power, and the USB from that side. There are going to be a lot of cables coming out from this thing, so that's going to determine also where you're going to mount this in your case, or whether you're just going to use the pads and just stick it somewhere inside and then tuck it up all up out of the way. There's no RGB lights on this thing, so there's no real reason to have this on show. Although they have the logo on one side, you're probably not going to see that unless you are going to show this off and you're very good at cable management and tucking all those cables away. Right, so we're going to stand the fans up and we're going to plug them in one at a time. I'm going to put them up here so that you can see them, and then I will pick them up, or Will pick them up, and we'll show you both sides. So as we plug them in, this is going to be the default RGB goodness that you can expect from the controller. Now I don't even know what these are going to look like yet, so here we go. We're going to plug one in. I'm going to plug this into number 1 on the controller, Okay, so let's plug in the next fan. Okay, Will, so if you can plug that in. Push it all the way as hard as you can.
No, we have 2.
Yeah, why is that not on? Okay, so we've got the fans on eventually, in that it was a problem with my power supply Molex connector being difficult. So here we are, the fans in all their glory, and as I thought, the white around the outside kind of masks the bluntness of and the sharpness of the RGB LEDs, the individual RGB LEDs. So it makes it look a lot smoother and a more fluid type of colour from these fans. So I'm going to pick one of them up and show you around the outside. So let's pick this one up. So as I said before, here you can see there's quite good airflow coming through that actually, considering these are radiator fans. So the default colour of these must be static then, because they're not changing, whereas the previous ring fans, they would actually rotate and do a kind of dance. So as you can see here, the rings on these are a lot nicer. I like these ones. You can't see the RGB LEDs as sharply as you do on the previous ring fans. And so you've got the ring on that side, that's all lit up on that side. We're going to turn that over and you can see the ring on the other side. And then obviously you've got some RGB LEDs in the middle, which you probably see better from this angle than you do from that side, because it's covering, it's being covered by the motor backside there. So if you look from this side, you can just, I don't know whether the camera can pick them up, you can just about see the RGB LEDs on the inside there. And obviously these are going to change once you plug it into your motherboard and you start customizing how you want the fans to look. So these are the Ring Trio 12 fans. These are 120mm fans. They spin at about 1,500 RPM and they go up to a maximum of about 25 dBA. They're currently running at full speed because we don't have them plugged into motherboard header, which is, you may be able to hear them. I don't know if the mic on the camera will pick that up or not. But as you can see, I'm really impressed by the color output of these, and I'm sure it will be even more impressive once we plug them into a computer and start customizing the layout of the fans with the software. So thanks for watching another one of our videos and our look at the Ring Trio 12 fans. We hope you liked them. We sure do like them, and we can't wait to get these fitted in our X71 build, which is where these are going to go. We also have links down below where you can support our channel and help us grow and help us get new stuff into review, and just to generally help us out and keep doing what we love doing. We love making these videos for you, and if you love what we do and you want to see us grow and do bigger things, then you know, don't forget to check out all the links, which will be down in the description down below. We have our own merch store where you can buy bibs, tops, and yes, you can buy baby bibs if you wish to buy baby bibs. And you can buy cups. All the designs on there are designs that we have made ourselves. We don't hire anyone to do the designs for us. It's all done by me and Will. And we are constantly adding designs to that. So please do keep checking back, and if something takes your fancy, then you know, buy that. A little bit of that purchase will come to help us do what we love doing. There are other ways that you can support us in the links down below, so please do check them out as well. You can donate to us on Patreon or Streamlabs.
Make sure to like, subscribe, click the notifications button, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!
Thanks for watching another one of our videos and our look at the Ring Trio 12 Plus fans. Don't forget to check out our other reviews on Thermaltake products.
My mouth exploded.